And a huge hello to you CIS120 Computer Concepts students. My name is Eric Magidson, and I will be the instructor for your course. Now, you may be taking this course from me online, in person, as a hybrid. It applies to everyone. This is a generalized welcome video. So what you might find is that your CRN and your term are different. So keep that in mind as we go through this video. Now let me go ahead and I'll start back here. We are on Canvas, okay? And you would find your course and click on that course, and we'll start here in just a minute. Just a few key things. Number one, you really need to listen and watch this video through its entirety. I get a ton of students that ask questions that are contained in this video. Okay, and thus I can't encourage you enough. Watch the whole video, take some notes. You will have a participation assignments I'll talk about shortly that also detail and make sure you understand the content before you dive deep into the course. Now, the second thing is, some of you are coming into this course with a lot of experience with technology and some with very little, and that's perfectly fine. First and foremost, if you feel after you watch this video that the basic skills needed for this course you don't have, I want to encourage you to reach out to me via email, via MS Teams chat. Let's talk about it. We do have a course before this course, CIS120, that will help you with some real essential basic skills of navigating Canvas, getting into your email, etc. So if you don't have those skills, that might be the better place for you to start this. Now, folks, I want to challenge you to empty your cup. And what I mean by that is come to this class taking what you know about technology and sort of throw it out the window, okay? I find so many students that think because they use smartphones, because they've used tablets in their educational career thus far, they have a really good grasp on technology, and then they flounder in the course with this idea that they know more than they do, all right? So the last time we did a survey, 15% of students were able to pass a pre-test examination covering all of the outcomes, and passing means earning a 70, okay? So keep that in mind. I want you all to learn as much as you can. There'll be some sections where you're like, hey, I already know this material, and then there's going to be sections that you're going to learn new stuff. Most people say that they greatly increase their digital literacy number, which we'll talk about in a minute, as they participate in this class, all right? Now, folks, I also want you to think about the fact of, do I have enough time for this class? Okay. 86% of all students surveyed said they spent anywhere from 4 to 12 hours. Okay. 4 to 6 hours, 33%. 7 hours to 9 hours, 35%. And the remaining percentage of that 86 spent 10 to 12 hours on this class. So make sure you have the time, you dedicate the time. As you'll see, I'm going to ask you questions about time management, etc. Okay? So that's where we're at. Let's go ahead and get into the material, get into the class. So when you start in, you will be on the dashboard. You'll get into the class. Now, all announcements will be posted right underneath here, recent announcements. So you always want to come here. And folks, you need to participate in this class multiple times a week. You should be watching this welcome to the course video, and subsequently every week, no matter which class type you're in, you're going to get a welcome to the week video, just like this one. But it's going to cover what we're covering that week, when things are due, where to find assignments, how to complete assignments, etc. So it is imperative that you watch that video, okay? Here's the thing, folks. At this point in teaching, if you're not listening to those videos, if you're not following instructions, I'm going to refer you back to the video versus just answering your question if it indeed is answered in the video. So make sure you're consuming that, because I have a lot of students that end up dropping out because they wait to the last minute. They procrastinate, okay? And matter of fact, these student surveys that I've done, 65% of students said their grade or their performance in the class was impacted negatively by procrastinating. So just don't do it, okay? This is a great time to work on professional employability skills, and that includes work ethic, all right? So let's dive right into the material here. Again, any new announcements will be posted here. So when you watch this video, you're going to see a welcome to the course announcement here. The second place you're going to go is into modules, and you actually want to start this course, okay, by reviewing every section here. Now, I get a lot of students, the low score that I get seems to be on course navigation. So I'm going to spend some time on course navigation. And when I mean low score, I mean 4.25 out of 5. But I want 5. So we'll talk about that as well. Now, as you can see here, we'll just jump right in. You can navigate this by either opening up each section and using the back button, okay, to get back here, or you can click on a section, review it, and then use this next button to move forward. Now, how do students succeed in this class? First of all, they watch this welcome video, this video here, they watch it in its entirety, and they do the following. They watch that welcome video early on in the week. They manage their time, which means they schedule time for the class. I kind of use the idea that, you know, if you spend an hour a day, you'll earn an A. And an hour a day means an hour a day, 7 days a week. Okay, now if you don't have that time or you want to do it differently, all I can encourage you to do is set regular time throughout the week. Do not procrastinate. Do not wait till the last minute. People that do that, it's clear on their homework. Plus, folks, it's a digital class, right? I can see every time you log in. So when a student tells me they're struggling, the first thing I do is go look at that. How much time are they spending in the course? Okay. Now, let me be very clear. I am highly available. I am available outside of office hours, and the best way to get in touch with me is through MS Teams, which we'll talk about in a minute, through the chat feature of MS Teams. Okay? So we'll talk about that too. You're going to explore the module outcomes. You're going to do the reading. You're going to watch all the lectures. You're going to practice. MindTap is a great way to practice. That's why it's still here. Unfortunately, very few people actually do the practice work before they do the homework. Those students that do the practice work before the homework tend to earn a 1.5 increase in average grade by doing that practice. So I can't encourage you enough to practice, okay? Elaborate, do the participation assignments on Thursday, do the homework that's due the week after Monday. So like this week, the first week's homework is due next Monday, okay? Read comments. I pride myself in providing a lot of feedback on assignments. What does that mean? It means video responses. And even if you ask questions that I need to detail, I oftentimes will respond with a video. So you can hear my voice, you can hear my timing, my tone, my tact, and I can say a lot more in a video than I can writing an email that students don't tend to read, all right? So watch for those video feedbacks, okay? They'll be posted in the assignment. There'll be a comment section. There'll be a URL that unfortunately with Canvas, it's not HTML. You'll have to copy that, just paste it into a browser, and you'll get to your one-on-one response video for homework, assessments, etc. Okay? So that's where we're working there. I'm going to just use the next button here. Again, we are looking at the start here first week content. Now, in this section here, you've got the course syllabus. I've got the whole thing open here. You want to read this extensively. You will take a syllabus quiz, okay? And you want to make sure you understand the syllabus because you're going to sign that by selecting one question as true that you have read, understand this course syllabus. So make sure you read it in its entirety. Again, your CRN, your type of course may be different on the course syllabus that you see. Now, key things to discuss in here, just to go through this. Again, this is not the most basic digital literacy class that we have. CIS120 is. So as you look at these outcomes you should have for the class, if you don't meet them, please reach out. We'll get you in the other class that actually starts in week 2, so we can help students get into the right class, all right? Learning outcomes are here. Employability skills. So you have the opportunity in this class, okay? There's been all the research. Employers are looking for more people with employability skills than they are technical skills in every single career. What are those employability skills? Can you communicate? Can you think critically? Can you solve problems? Do you show up to work on time? Do you manage your time at work? How do you handle conflict? All of those things. So during this course, you're going to have the opportunity to earn digital badges in time management and initiative, okay? And you can find those rubrics out in the grades section, or ask me more information. There's the outcomes that you'll need to meet here. These, again, will be awarded at the end based on your performance in the class. And of course, I'll go pull reports, see how often you communicated with me, how often you were in the course, what was your grade. All those things determine if you'll earn these badges that you can put on your resume. Here is my information here. You know, you'll find office hours listed under the faculty webpage. They're basically Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 11:30. But again, using MS Teams, which you're going to sign up for, we'll talk about it in a minute, you're going to sign up for that and use that in this course to learn this valuable communication tool that is used across industries. St. Charles uses it, restaurants use it to communicate. So you'll get to learn this technology. You know, in this class, it's a technology class, folks, right? So we're going to use Canvas, we're going to use Outlook, we're going to use MS Teams Chat, we're going to use that third-party Cengage learning outcomes so that you get comfortable with utilizing multiple software applications, multiple internet-based applications within this course, all right? You can get a hold of me through MS Teams Chat. Make sure that just in the first thing that you put in a chat is your course. If in this case, CIS120, just put that in. I have many unique classes, and having that reminds me which course you're in. If you're going to send me an email, CIS120, exactly as shown, should be in the subject line of an email. That takes your email out of my spam-filled inbox and puts it into a priority box that also comes to my phone. You're apt to get much faster responses doing that. Now, folks, I am available for response outside of office hours. And again, MS Teams is the best way. Hit me up, do a quick chat, and you're apt to get an answer unless I'm doing something, grading homework, something where I can't respond immediately, okay? And that includes weekends. I will respond on weekends. My absolute guarantee or committed time frame is 24 hours. So sometimes I may be traveling for a conference, you know, or something like that. I'm not able to get to it, but I will get to emails and chats within 24 hours, all right? But again, normally, if they're labeled correctly with CIS120 so that they get into my email, so that they get in priority boxes, you will get a response sometimes within seconds. So keep that in mind. I will never be a barrier to your success in this class. So you can go through class activities, you know, when quizzes are due, etc., required homework. Basically, there's 2 times homework is due. Participation assignments, which are meant to get you into the course and get you active in the course early in the week. Those are typically due on Thursdays, okay, unless we have a holiday or something. And then homework for that week is due the next Monday. So you have a full week, including the weekend, for those of you that work, to do the homework, okay? So again, make sure you breeze through this. Note that the final exam for this class is proctored, and I'll talk more about that in detail towards the end, But what that means is you're going to either need to take the exam with me during finals week, or if it's summer, week 10, okay, in person, or within a COCC testing center, or if you're out of town, you'll work with me to find a testing center, a community college, a library, an actual testing center that will administer your final exam, okay? Now, people ask, why are we doing this? I'll just detail it now. I see a ton of cheating, especially with AI and the internet, where all the answers for what you're going to be doing can be found out there. You can find assignments out there even. But keep in mind, this is a technology class and I'm an IT professional. Thus, I have some skills to look at homework and know if it's your homework or if it's homework from another student from another term or something you found online. Folks, I'm going to just end this quickly. Do not cheat in this course. Okay? Now, you've all heard, if you cheat, you're cheating yourself, and that's absolutely true. But in my class, I feel if you're cheating the rest of the class, you're cheating academically, and if I find that you've been cheating, you're going to be kicked out of the course and you're going to earn an F for the course, okay? So enough said about that. Just don't do it. If you have questions as to if something's cheating, if it's plagiarism, etc., please ask before you just assume, all right? So I don't give extra credit. However, I do have performance points embedded throughout this class is the opportunity to earn performance points. What this means is that while consuming Welcome to the Week videos, watching feedback on homework, embedded in course content such as lectures are going to be opportunities for you to do, anywhere from a 3 to 10 minute process to earn performance points that pads your grades. There's enough performance points here to raise your grades significantly. Also, it lets me know at the end, if a student's close to the next grade, I can look at their participation assignment points and say, well, gee, they didn't earn any, right? How much did you really participate in the class if you're not finding and completing those participation assignments, okay? So again, they're embedded throughout the class. Don't ask for extra credit. I don't give it, all right? Gosh, I sound like such a jerk. Hopefully at the end you don't think I'm a jerk. So you do have the opportunity, read this. There'll be more content on this about passing and earning 200 points by passing the digital literacy level 2 exam, okay? Here is the breakdown of what's due, of point values, assignments, etc. We'll look more in detail. I've got a schedule for you. Materials, you're gonna need the Cengage material. You're going to need regular access to the internet. You're going to need a reliable computer, either Mac or Windows PC. This class, unfortunately, cannot be completed on a Chromebook, okay? So keep that in mind. You're going to be downloading some software to your computer for this class, and unfortunately, Linux in the way of a Chromebook does not work, okay? So course technology, software that you'll need. This is a bit dated. I'll be updating these, but in week 4, you'll be installing Office for Mac or Office for PC, the latest version, to your computer, and you're going to be using that over using web-based tools, which we'll talk about the difference, all right? So there's grades, values, late work. You have the opportunity. You want to read this. It's in Canvas. You have the opportunity to use a late voucher. The late voucher gives you the ability to turn in up to 2 assignments that were due in 1 week. Folks, I know life gets in the way, right? Sometimes, maybe you procrastinate and then you realize there's too much content to do. You get one get out of jail free card in the way of a late voucher. It can only be used week 1 through week 9. You can't use it for week 10. Week 10 homework is due on Friday of that week. Okay, so keep that in mind, or week 11 if it's a fall term. But again, you can fill in that late voucher before the due date of the assignments and then have up to 96 hours 4 days to complete that work for credit. Now, let me be clear. even if you do not complete the work for credit, I encourage you to complete all work in this class. You will still get feedback that is valuable. Assignments build on assignments, especially when we're doing Word and PowerPoint and Excel. So completing the work is very important. In Word, if you don't complete 1 week's worth of Word assignments, you've missed 1/3 of that. And how is that going to impact when you take the Word exam or the final exam? Okay? Withdrawing from the class is pretty clear. You have 7 weeks to withdraw from this course. Do not ask me after those 7 weeks unless you've communicated regularly as to the challenges you're having in this class. You earn a C or better. You've demonstrated active participation. If you fall off and disappear in week 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I hear from you in week 9 that you want me to drop you, the answer is going to be no. Okay? You have responsibilities as a student, and this is one of them. All right? There is the opportunity for an incomplete. I give these rarely. These tend to be given when there's a life issue that happens for a student who has regularly participated. I had one of these last term. A student was actually involved in an auto accident, spent a week in the hospital, then needed to do recovery. They were earning a C. They were actively participating in the class. Thus, I gave them an incomplete. They've healed and actually already finished the course during the last couple weeks off during the summer. So etiquette, we're going to be polite to each other. There's going to be opportunities for you to challenge other students in this class. I want you to be polite. I want you to be professional, okay? I will kick a student out of the class if they are not respectful of other students and thus impact the student learning experience, all right? We've already talked about cheating and plagiarism, but read this, especially as it pertains to ChatGPT and other AI. You will have the opportunity to utilize ChatGPT, but only utilize it when I give you permission to do so, okay? It becomes very clear when a student uses ChatGPT to do an assignment. And actually, we have some brand new tools that help us determine AI generated work. So please don't do it. I am going to teach you AI. It is a very important part of this class. And here is my basic rule on AI. You can use AI at any time to learn. That means if you want more information on a topic, use AI. It'll give you more information. You want to have it help you study, you can, upload content from the class. It'll give, it'll create questions to help you study, content to look at, etc. That is learning. That is perfectly fine in any aspect of this class. But if you're using it to write a post, if you give it an article you were supposed to read and have it write a post, that is plagiarism, okay? And that is earning something from AI. Thus, you would be earning a grade. So use it to learn, don't use it to earn, and we'll get along just fine, all right? So again, though, make sure you're reading all of this. The rest of this is college material. Now, there are so many ways to know the due dates of this course, but this is the best right here, okay? You are given an Excel spreadsheet. You can download this. You can copy this. You can print this out. This shows what assignments are due when. Notice attendance requirements, which we're going to talk about. One is due this Wednesday. You don't meet this deadline, you're automatically dropped from the course, okay? COCC requires active participation in the course. You have to demonstrate that in the first week in order to remain in the course. And for you waitlist students, that includes you. So waitlist students, make sure you're completing the first week's assignments if you expect to be added to the course. I will add students to the course in the order in which they are on the wait list as people drop the course. So some people will sign up for this course and then drop, after looking at the content and the material, okay? So make sure you're meeting that. Notice here are due dates for the rest of the assignments for the rest of the term. This is going to be your key place to find content. You can also, by the way, come over here to calendar, click on this class, add your other classes, and have a calendar with everything that is due, okay? So there's that. Let's quickly run through. Again, I would spend some time going through the start here first week, etc. Here is my instructor contact information. Again, you can email me. Best way, though, is MS Teams chat. You're going to get an answer. Make sure 120 is in there. There is a 3-test examination that you can take to earn the IC3 certification. Of course, I take all certifications that I teach. Here's a somewhat updated resume. We get to add author to that. I wrote a textbook over the summer of 2024, so that was a great learning experience to write a textbook in a summer. How to register, go through this. Make sure that you get a license key either from the library, either from the bookstore, or you can get it directly from Cengage. You'll need a license key, but make sure you register through Canvas. Do not go out to Cengage.com and register for the class that way. You have to register from in here. That way, the activities, some quizzes, some work that you do within Cengage, the grades will transfer. So make sure that you register. Follow this video with details. I know that there's some changes to how students are getting licensing, and we'll deal with that, that new means of getting it as part of a class fee. So we were just introduced to that, so we'll be working on that, and I'll add data and content for that. So installing and logging into MS Teams, here's a little video. It's a bit dated, but pretty easy. Go out to your Office 365 login, or simply Google install MS Teams, and as long as you have a COCC account, you'll be able to use it locally on your computer. You can also use it via the web and a web page if that's how you choose to do it, okay? But you will be completing assignments such as participation assignments on there. There's some content here for you to go through in the way of read, speak, and text aids, okay, to help you get through content. Let me go back to modules real quick, and we'll finish this up by looking at the course. Now, a couple things here. When you submit assignments in Canvas, especially when we hit Microsoft Word, Excel, etc., it brings up a preview that is not going to be an exact copy of your work, all right? Be assured, I download and grade from your original submission, so do not worry if the preview you see looks different from your assignment, because it's going to. It's a terrible preview tool in Canvas. I grade from your original assignment. Make sure you're following directions, okay? When we hit the textbook work, you want to follow directions verbatim. If it asks for you to answer a question, I want you to answer the question at the bottom of the document. If it asks for you to put your name in the document at step 14, you're going to put your name in the document as step 14. Make sure you're following directions verbatim and asking me if you have any questions, all right? So there's that information. Here is attendance requirement number 1. What you'll do is you'll click on this, you'll read this, you're going to go out to MS Teams. There's already a post there. Let me bring it over. All right, so here is what MS Teams looks like. I have it installed locally on my computer. You could choose to do that as well. It'll look similar in a browser. And if you notice, I'm in the CIS120 team. The general channel will be used for general questions that apply to the whole class, okay? You have a question on an assignment, you can, an overall question, you can post it here. Students can respond, I can respond, etc. Specific weeks, such as week 2, you'll find posts here. Now, I wouldn't work too far ahead because I always like to change these up to make them current. Okay, so if I find a better article, I might change these up. So ask before you do an assignment early. Here is attendance requirement 1. So for attendance requirement 1, you're going to come out here. You are never going to reply to my initial post, all right? You're always going to start a post. That way, as you put posts in, some of these assignments, you're going to do an initial post by Thursday, and then students are going to respond. You're going to have some conversation back and forth. And when you're responding to a student, then you would hit reply, okay? But your initial post needs to be a post separate. That way it keeps your replies to specific posts, okay? If you did have a question, you could certainly reply, but as you post your own response to this, start with new posts. So here it is. You'll notice you'll see more. You'll go through this, etc. Now, real quick, there's a kind of a unique question here that says, what is your ultimate why for being in college? And most people will say, you know, I want to make better money. Well, the fact is, that's probably not your true why. Your true why may be something like, you know, I grew up, my parents were constantly challenged with money, and thus by earning a degree, I'm going to be able to earn more money across my career, thus have a more comfortable and feel more safe having money that I can, you know, put towards my children's education, whatever. Does that make sense? So you see, the why is not really the money. The why is the safety. So I'm curious as to your why. Now, if that's not something you want to share with the class, you can chat me up and do that. Let's take a quick look here. You know, when I come in here to Teams, okay, you'll see this chat section here, and this is where you can simply send me a chat. Now, if we do a chat, I'm not going to put this on because there's student names there, okay, so for privacy. But when you hit a chat, we have a great opportunity in that if you'll notice up here, we can do an audio chat, which is like a phone call. We can do a video chat. So if a person, you know, chats me, I might video you back or say, let's set up a time to video because you can share your screen. I can take control of your computer. I can help you fix things. I can help you understand content in the course. Okay? That's why I use MS Teams, because there's a lot more ability to communicate than just written text, such as in email. All right? So attendance requirement 1 is due on Wednesday at noon. Not the dark midnight, but at noon, all right? So make sure you meet that deadline so you remain in the course. You'll notice the second one is the September 27th. That's Friday at noon. So if you don't complete those by that, it automatically, I've got a script that will automatically send your name and drop you from the course, okay? That includes waitlist folks. So even though you're on the waitlist, I've already said this, I know, make sure you complete the attendance requirements and the first week's work. I will add all students that I can from the wait list, especially if you've communicated with me, if you've completed work, etc. You're showing an effort in the course, okay? I will add as many students as I can from wait list. Here's what a typical week looks like. What you're going to do is you're going to just work through this from top to bottom. I've got some time estimates given from students of the average time, AB students that completed this course. This is the time that they've spent on this week's work so that you can schedule your time for the week. You've got outcomes here. So outcomes for this module, we'll just use the next button. Here you would click here and it's going to open up the reading for you, okay? It will take you to that exact section of the course. You want to make sure that you read. Remember, success in this course is watching the welcome video, reading the content, watching the lectures, okay, that are normally YouTube, etc. So keep that in mind. Especially for, YouTube for online and some hybrid. In person, I lecture for you. You've got the lecture slides you can always download, take notes on, etc. Here are the lecture videos. You'll notice that there's regular videos. There's also videos available with Associated American Sign Language for those of you that need. So you want to make sure you spend the time. I usually break videos up into, 7 to 20-minute sections so that students can consume a part, when they have time and not have to find their way back to a section. If there's additional instructional videos to watch, part of the content, you'll find them here. By the way, folks, I am constantly updating material for the course, okay? So even though there's not something there, if I make any changes, I do send out another communication, and I communicate regularly. The primary communication will be that welcome to the week video, but if anything changes during the week, you'll get an additional communication, okay? Training, you'll click on this. It'll take you out to the Cengage trainings. Again, sometimes the Cengage exams are assigned for homework. Sometimes they're just opportunities, like in this case, for you to do review questions to test your understanding of the outcomes. Okay, notice I'm now into module 2, and we just repeat the process. Let me go through a little bit more on a week. So again, you can look at these, you can start by looking at the time management. You can see how much time the typical student spends on attendance requirements, readings, lecture videos, lab assignments, etc. Notice this week it's a little heavy because you've got those attendance requirements to do, okay? Thus, 9 hours is what the average student spent this week. Now, assignments that are graded are always down at the bottom. So you'll see week 1 grading. Notice if I expand week 2, you'll see graded assignments down here. They're going to have due dates of when they're due. Participation assignments, those are usually detailed in the Welcome to the Week video to force you to watch the Welcome to the Week video. All right, so make sure you do that. You'll notice there's no participation assignment the first week because you have those attendance requirements. This week, you're going to make sure you sign up for Cengage before Monday. You're going to complete an assessment. This is kind of long. It's a little bit tedious, but it gives you a good understanding of assignments in Cengage, okay? So again, like I said, sometimes those exams are not assigned. Notice the 0 points, okay? All assignments are down at the bottom under graded activities. This is all you'll do for grading. Everything that you do for a grade will be down here. But make sure you're consuming the content, you're reading, you're watching those lecture videos. You'll be successful in the course. Folks, that is enough for me. That is a very detailed video of the welcome, and hopefully you watched the whole thing, because if you did, you have the opportunity to earn your first performance points if you send me an MS Teams chat by Wednesday of this week, which means you're participating in the class like you're supposed to, that simply says, I watched all of the Welcome to the Week video. You will earn 10 performance points. Simply send me an MS Teams chat, put CIS120 in there. I watched the complete Welcome to the Week, Welcome to the Course video, and you will earn 10 performance points. Take care. Please reach out if you have any questions. Review the syllabus and get ready for a great term. Take care.